Graber Road was still on my route sheet when I left the county yard. It was still on the paper map clipped to my dashboard. It was still listed on the storm schedule. North pass first, south pass second, salt after the wind dropped. I had plowed that road every winter for 9 years. I knew the bend by the Miller mailbox. I knew the dip before the culvert. I knew where the shoulder disappeared under drift snow and where the pavement cracked near the old farm gate. At 2:13 in the morning, during the worst whiteout of the season, I turned where Graber Road should have been. And the pavement was gone, not buried, not flooded, not blocked, gone. The mailboxes were still there. The road sign was still there. My plow lights were pointed straight at the opening, but beyond the sign there was no road. Just unbroken snow over a field that had no tire marks, no ditch line, no gravel shoulder, and no memory of asphalt. Then my route recorder beeped. Segment started, Graber Road. Distance remaining, 28 miles. Let me back up and tell it the way I'd tell it to a supervisor. Plain, in order. The way you write an incident statement when your hands still don't want to hold the pen straight. I run the overnight storm route for the county. Truck 17, 10-foot front blade, wing plow on the right, salt hopper in the bed. I sign out of the yard, I take the sheet they hand me, and I run the roads in the order they're printed. That night the storm was already bad when I pulled out. Blowing snow, visibility down to maybe 40 feet past the beacon. The kind of night where you don't drive by looking, you drive by knowing. You know the road is under there because you've plowed it 100 times and your hands find the wheel before your eyes find the shoulder. I ran the first 3 roads clean. Kessler, Old Pike, Sumner Lane, nothing strange. Snow coming sideways, salt going down, beacon throwing amber over the drifts. Ordinary bad weather. Then Graber Road. You turn onto Graber off County Route 9, right past a stand of bare oaks and a green road sign the county replaced 2 summers ago. I made that turn slow, the way you do in a whiteout, easing the blade down as I came around, and my headlights found the sign, the mailboxes, the oaks, but no road. The first thing I did was what anybody would do. I stopped the truck. I put it in park at the mouth of where the road should be, blade down, beacon still turning, diesel idling under me. And I just looked. The sign was right there. GRABERRD, white letters on green, that little dent in the corner from where the plow clipped it my second winter. Same sign. The mailboxes ran off to the right the way they always had, 4 of them on leaning wooden posts. The Miller box first, the round top one, the 2 dented ones after. I knew those boxes, but behind the sign, where the pavement should have opened up between the drifts, there was only field. Smooth snow, rising a little toward the tree line, going out into the dark past where my lights could reach. No pavement edge, no ditch cut on either side. No culvert mouth, no gap in the snow where a graded road would sit lower than the ground around it. I want to be clear about that last part. A road under snow is still a road. You can see it. The surface sits flat and even, the ditches drop away on both sides. The drifts pile at the shoulders in that long, feathered shape they always make. Even blind under 2 feet of powder, A road leaves a shape in the land. There was no shape. The snow ran across that opening the same as it ran across the field beside it. One smooth surface, unbroken, like the road had never been cut into the ground at all. I told myself it was the whiteout. That's the honest thing. I sat there and I built every ordinary reason a man can build. Whiteout first. In heavy blowing snow, your eyes lie to you. Distance flattens. The ground and the air turn the same shade of gray, and you lose the horizon. I've driven half a shift unable to see my own wing plow. So I told myself the road was there, and I just couldn't read it through the blow. I turned the truck a few degrees so the headlights raked across the opening at an angle. Angled light finds edges. It finds the lip of pavement, the drop of a ditch, the ridge of an old plow bank. The light found nothing, just the same soft rise of clean field. Drift cover next. Maybe a big drift had sealed the whole mouth of the road and smoothed it over. But a drift has a spine. It has a crest and a lee side and a scour line where the wind cut it. This had none of that. It was flat where a drift would peak. Wrong turn next. Maybe in the whiteout I'd overshot and turned into a field entrance. So I checked my landmarks. The oaks were right. The sign was right. The mailboxes were right in the right order on the right side. I was at the mouth of Graber Road. There was no other place this could be. Washed out shoulder, buried road, a GPS offset throwing my position 100 feet off. I went through all of them. I checked the plow GPS against the paper map. The little truck icon sat exactly on the Graber Road turn. Right where I was parked. Right where there was no road. Every explanation I had ran out. And the truck was still idling, and the snow was still coming, and the field in front of me still had no road in it. That's when the recorder beeped. The route recorder is a hard little box bolted to the dash. It logs your segments, your distance, your salt rate. The county reads it in the morning to prove the roads got done. It's dumb equipment. It doesn't guess. It counts wheel turns and it reads the GPS and it prints what it's told. It beeped and the little screen lit up green. Segment started, Graber Road. Distance remaining 28 miles. I was in park. My wheels had not turned. The truck had not moved an inch since I stopped at the sign. But the recorder had decided I was on Graber Road, running north, with 28 miles left to clear. I watched the number, 28. Then, while I sat there with my foot on the brake and the transmission in park, 27, the distance was counting down a road that was not in front of me. I did what my training says. You don't fight a bad reading, you report it. I reached for the radio. Dispatch 17. Static, not silence. The storm had the band full of noise, that wet crackling hiss you get when the snow is heavy and the towers are working against the weather. I keyed it again. Dispatch 17, do you copy? The static thinned and a voice came through in pieces. 17, go ahead. I told them I was at the Graber turn. I told them the road wasn't there. I said it plain because there's no soft way to say it. The pavement's gone. There's no road here, just field. Long pause. Then the voice came back, chopped up by the storm. Say again, you're on Graber. I'm at the entrance. I am not on it. There's nothing to be on. More static. Then nothing. I sat there with the mic in my hand and the beacon turning and the recorder ticking down. 5 miles remaining. I threw it in reverse. I backed the truck all the way out to County Route 9, put the blade up and drove a slow half-mile east and came back. I wanted to approach it fresh. Clean eyes, same result. The been a blizzard. That's the first thing they teach you. But the recorder was still counting, and the radio was full of static, and I needed to put my own boots on that snow and feel what it was. I left the truck running, beacon on, so I could find my way back to the light. I climbed down. The wind hit like a wall. I walked up to the sign and put my glove on the post. Cold steel, real, the dent under my hand, real. I stepped past the sign out to where the first foot of pavement should be, and the snow held me up wrong. When you step onto a plowed road under fresh snow, you feel the hard flat under the powder. Your boot goes down a few inches and stops on pavement. There's a floor to it. My boot went down and kept going. Soft all the way it does in an open field where the ground is just dirt and sod under the snow. No floor, no pavement anywhere under my feet. I crouched and dug with my glove. Down past the fresh snow, past the crust, down to the ground. Sod, frozen grass and dirt. No asphalt, no gravel base. No road had ever been laid where I was kneeling, and the snow around me was smooth in a way that stopped my breath. No boot prints but my own, no tire tracks. No plow scars, no salt stain, no black slush at the edges. Just clean powder, laid down even and untouched, like the field had been sleeping under it for 100 years and no machine had ever come near. I went back to the truck. I sat down and I looked at the dash cam. Every truck runs a forward camera now. It films the road ahead for insurance. The little screen sits in the corner of the dash and it shows what the lens sees. I looked at the live feed, and the dash cam showed a road, not the field, a road. The screen showed my headlights pointed down an open lane between two snowbanks, pavement stretching off into the dark, the way Graber Road looked every night I ever plowed it. I looked up through the windshield. Field. I looked down at the screen. Road. Same headlights. Same direction. Same lens pointed at the same patch of world. Through the glass with my own eyes there was no road. On the camera there was. I didn't want to trust either one, so I made myself test it. The way you check a bad gauge before you write it up. First thing, I thought reflection. The beacon throws amber every few seconds, and on a wet windshield it can paint shapes that aren't there. So I killed the beacon. Cab went dark except for the dash glow. The windshield went clean and black. Field still there through the glass. Road still there on the screen. I turned the beacon back on. No change on the camera. The amber didn't touch it. Whatever the screen was showing, it wasn't a reflection off my own glass. Next I thought glare. Snow glare on the camera lens can wash a picture into nonsense, and the lens sits up under the hood edge where the snow packs in. So I ran the wipers, full sweep twice, watched the windshield clear to bare glass in front of me. Field. Watched the dash cam through the wipe. Road. The wiper blades crossed the windshield in front of the camera mount, and I could see the shadow of the blade sweep across the top of the screen, right where it should be. That told me something I didn't want to know. The camera was seeing my real wipers on my real truck in real time. It wasn't playing back old footage from some clear night. It was live. It was looking through the same glass I was looking through. And it was seeing a different world on the other side of it. I leaned in close to the little screen, and that's when I saw the tracks. Down that dashcam road, running away from my front blade into the dark, there were fresh plow tracks, clean ones. 2 blade-width passes, the snow curled off to the shoulders the way it curls off mine. Like a truck had gone through minutes ahead of me. And along the right edge, where the mailboxes stood, the screen showed their shadows. Long mailbox shadows thrown across the pavement by my own headlights. Post, box, the lean of them laid out dark on the snow. I looked up through the windshield at the real mailboxes. They stood there in the field, but my headlights threw no shadows off them. The light just died in the open snow behind them. No plow tracks out there. No shadows. On the screen, the road remembered my headlights. Through the glass, the field gave them nothing back. The recorder beeped again. Salt log entry. I looked. The spreader had logged salt usage. Pounds per mile going out the back, spread down a road I had never driven. I turned in my seat and looked at the hopper through the back glass. The spreader wasn't turning. The auger was still. No salt was going anywhere, but the log said it was. Salt down for the north pass of Graber Road. Then the segment display updated. North Pass complete. I checked my odometer. I wrote down the number when I left the yard. I always do. Since I stopped at the sign, the odometer had moved 4/10 of a mile. The reverse and the loop back on Route 9. That was all. 4/10 of a mile on the truck. And the recorder said I just cleared 28 miles of Graber Road, North Pass, salt down, done. That's when I saw the light. Far out in the field, past where the road would have gone, past the tree line, there was a light. A window light. Warm and small and yellow, the way a house looks from the road when someone's up late. There is no house out there. I know that field. In the summer it's soybeans, then stubble, then nothing. No house, no barn, no pole light. Nothing but flat ground to the far fence and the county line past it. But there it was. A window lit, sitting out in the dark where nothing stood. I watched it a long time. It didn't move. It didn't flicker like a plow beacon or a far-off truck. It just glowed, steady, patient, out there past the end of a road that wasn't there. I don't know what made me walk again. The light, maybe. The mailboxes with their numbers. I climbed back down and I walked the mailbox line. I figured if I followed the boxes, the addresses, I'd find where the road wanted to be if it wanted to be anywhere. I walked past the Miller box, past 16, past 20, past 22, past where the boxes ended. And out in the field, maybe 80 yards past the last one, my flashlight found a sign. A road sign, green, white letters, GRABERRD. The same dent in the corner. The same sign I had my glove on 2 minutes ago back at County Route 9. It was standing out in the middle of the field, and behind it, running the other way, was another line of leaning mailboxes. 14, 16, 20, 22. The road hadn't been erased. It had been folded, picked up and set down somewhere the map couldn't follow, and it was repeating out there in the snow, sign after sign, boxes after boxes, running away from me into a dark that had a light in it. I did not walk to the second sign. I turned around and I followed my own boot prints back to the beacon, and I got in the truck and I locked the door like a locked door would help. The radio caught me before I could key it. 17, dispatch. Clearer now. The storm easing or the towers finding a gap. 17, go ahead, I said. 17, why are you still showing on Graber? You've been on that segment 40 minutes. Everything all right out there. I sat with that, 40 minutes, on a road I never entered. Dispatch, I said, I never went in, I told you. The road's not there. I've been parked at the entrance. Pause. 17, your recorders got you 2 miles up Graber, North Pass complete, working south. You're moving on our board. I'm not moving. I'm in park at Route 9. Longer pause. Then, careful the way you talk to a man you think might be hurt. 17, you want us to send somebody out to you. And I almost said yes. Then I thought about the second sign, and the second line of mailboxes and the light in the field. And I thought about another truck coming out here, another driver, easing his blade down at the mouth of Graber Road because the sheet told him to. No, I said. Don't send anybody. Nobody comes out to Graber, not tonight. Say again, 17. Don't send anybody to Graber Road. Static, then copy 17. Like he didn't copy at all. I finished my shift. I did the other roads. Rensselaer, Hollow Creek, the long stretch of County Route 12. Real roads with pavement under the snow and ditches on the sides and my own tracks waiting for me on the return pass. The recorder ran them clean. And in the corner of the log, the whole time Graber Road sat as a completed segment. North Pass complete. South Pass complete. Salt down, cleared. A road I never touched, marked done in a night's honest work. The final storm log printed out at the yard when I no road, no ditch, no driveway, no house. No second sign out in it. No light. Just field the way a field is. And across the mouth of it, across the exact spot where I'd sat idling at 2:13 in the morning, someone from the county had already been. 2 orange cones, a cone bar between them, and a folding sign on the snow. Road closed. Somebody had come out in the night after me and closed a road that wasn't there. Set cones across the entrance to a field. Because the map said there was a road, and the log said it needed closing, and a man had been sent to close it. I checked with the yard that afternoon, careful, just asking the way you ask. Nobody remembered sending anyone to Graber after me. No cone crew logged. No second truck out that way. But the cones were there. I saw them. I stood in daylight with my own 2 boots on County Route 9 and looked at a road closed sign guarding an empty field. And I couldn't tell you who put it there or why the work order existed. I pulled up every map we had. The county road atlas. The geese on the office computer. The state highway layer. The paper sheet in my own truck. Graber Road on all of them. Solid line, 28 miles. North end at County Route 9, south end at the old township line. Named, numbered, maintained. On paper, it was as real as any road I ever drove. On the ground, it was a field with cones across it. I've thought about it every day since. I keep coming back to the order of things. Because the way I always understood it, the map comes after the road. You build the road, then you draw it. The pavement's the real thing, and the map is just a picture of the real thing. If the road goes, the map's supposed to go with it, sooner or later. Somebody surveys it, somebody updates the file, the line comes off. That's the order. Road first, map after. But that road went in the night in a single instant at 2:13 in the morning with me sitting right there watching. And the map never changed. The map still shows it. The sheet still lists it. The storm schedule still puts it on the route north past 1st, south past 2nd, salt after the wind drops. The road is gone and the map is not, which means the order is backwards now. The road isn't the real thing anymore. The map is. And every storm, the map sends a truck out to a field at the mouth of County Route 9, and a driver eases his blade down and follows a line of mailboxes to a sign in the dark and logs a road complete that he never drove. They put me back on the route the next week. New sheet. Graber Road north past 1st, south past 2nd. I asked to have it pulled off my run. They said they couldn't. Not because anyone told me to be quiet. Not because of any policy. Just the roads on the schedule and the schedule's the schedule and roads get plowed. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked. I drive County Route 9 every storm now. I slow down at the Oaks. I see the sign, the mailboxes, the numbers. I don't turn. I keep my blade up and I roll past the mouth of that field, and behind me the recorder beeps and the little green screen lights up. Segment started, Graber Road. Distance remaining, 28 miles. And whether I turn or not, whether my wheels move or not, by the end of the night the log always says the same thing. Graber Road. Cleared. By morning, Graber Road was still on every map we had. That was the problem. The road was gone. and the county kept sending men to clear it.